Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Book Nook. Grace the Storyteller here with Ollie the Owl. I've already put on my pajamas and brushed my teeth, and now we're ready to read some bedtime stories. It's a special night because I have not one, not two, but 3 bedtime stories for you. So cuddle up and let's get reading. The first bedtime story we're going to be reading tonight is called Goodnight Little Blue Truck, written by Alice Schertle and illustrated by Jill McElmurry. Bumpity bump, down the road came Little Blue Truck with good friend Toad. Thunder crashing, lightning flashing, 2 good friends were homeward dashing. Such a wet and stormy night, their warm garage was a welcome sight. In they went and shut the door, but it wasn't very long before... "Ma!" said Goat. "Please, Little Blue, can I come in here with Toad and you?" "Cluck!" said Hen. "It's wet outside. I need a nice safe place to hide." "Honk!" said Goose. "Don't care for lightning. Stormy nights are a little bit frightening." "Moo!" said Cow. "Can I come in too? I feel safer here with you." "Quack!" said Duck. "There's quite a crowd. Can I squeeze in? Are ducks allowed?" "Oink!" said Pig. "Is there room for me? I'm cold and wet as I can be." "Beep, beep, beep," said Little Blue. "There's room for you and you and you. Everybody gather round. Thunder's such a grumbly sound." Clouds bump and tumble in the sky, but here inside we're warm and dry, and all the thirsty plants below will get a drink to help them grow. Close to Blue, over and under, they listened to the rain and thunder. Duck said, loud as he could quack it, "Thunder's just a noisy racket." "Boom!" said Goat. "It isn't scary. I was not afraid. Not very." "Just a noise," said Pig. "No wonder I'm not scared of a little thunder." After a while the clouds blew on. The night was still. The storm was gone. Goat said, "We feel better, Blue. It's easy to be brave with you." Pig said, "I feel sleepy now." "Let's all head for home," said Cow. "Beep," said Blue. "Just hop inside. All aboard for the bedtime ride." The rain had stopped, and way up high the moon was a smile in a starry sky. "Good night, Pig. Here's your pen. Good night, Duck. Good night, Hen. Good night, Goat. You're home now. Good night, Goose. Good night, Cow." Horn went beep. Engine purred. Friendliest sounds you ever heard. Blue and Toad drove home together, 2 good friends in any weather. Toad lay down on his own small bed. "Croak! Good night, Little Blue," he said. Blue gave one small sleepy beep. Then Little Blue Truck fell fast asleep. The end. That was a really good book, huh? The next one we're going to be reading is called Goodnight Moon, written by Margaret Wise Brown and illustrated by Clement Hurd. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs and 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens and a little toy house and a young mouse and a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush and a quiet old lady who was whispering, "Hush." Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens and good night, mittens. Good night, clocks and good night, socks. Good night, little house and good night, mouse. Good night, comb and good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. and good night to the old lady whispering, hush. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. The end. I just loved that book, didn't you? The last book we're going to be reading tonight is called Steam Train, Dream Train. This is by Sherri, Duskey, Rinker, and Tom Lichtenheld. Through the darkness, clickety-clack, coming closer, down the track. Hold your breath so you can hear, huffing, chuffing, drawing near. A whistle blares out in the night, a mighty engine, wondrous sight. The smokestack puffs, the big wheels grind, the trusty tenders close behind. Cling, clang, the bell rings out on top. Hissing steam, brakes squeal, then stop. The driver signals to the crew. Each worker knows just what to do. Quick, before it gets too late, start to load up all the freight. Everything will soon be stowed, a train car matched to every load. The crew slides back the boxcar doors and tumbles in to start their chores. They whirl, twirl, cartwheel, jump, but cargo's stowed without a bump. Things that rock and roll and spin, all are juggled safely in. The freight is loaded as they play. They work and bounce the night away. Building blocks, erector sets, bikes and kites and model jets. The boxcar's made to safely haul almost anything at all. The hopper's top is open wide, so cargo can be poured inside. The crew hops to it, one and all. They get to work and have a ball. Then with a bounce, a pounce, a leap, 3 boys jump in and fall asleep. Tankers lined up in a row are getting filled with paint to go. Purple, yellow, green, and blue, a color convoy coming through. The reefer car is snug and cold. Its chilly box can safely hold frozen treats for every stop, like a rolling ice cream shop. The train car's packed, the crew sits back and chills out with a midnight snack. 10 hard workers lend a hand to fill the gondolas with sand. Sand for castles, moats, and more. Sand for tunnels, sand galore. Stacked up on the auto rack, 6 race cars for a private track. Rainbow colors, flames and stripes, shiny engines, chromy pipes. The auto rack will gently keep these fast, fast cars all fast asleep. The well cars carry giant beasts, munching on enormous feasts. Brachiosaurus likes the view, while T-Rex gets a bone to chew. The flatbed cars are rolling beds. The weary crew can rest their heads and settle in and tuck in tight. Their work is finished for tonight. The red caboose is last in line. From the lookout, all looks fine. The freight and crew are tucked away. The next stop is another day. A hiss, a jolt, a shift and sway. Now the journey's underway. The train's departing, car by car. The headlight fades into the stars. Puffing, chuffing, out of sight. Steam train, dream train. Shh. Good night. The end. Bedtime stories always make me ready for sleep. If you love reading with us, make sure you hit the big like button and subscribe to read new stories every single week in the Book Nook. We'll see you real soon. Goodbye and good night.